Hey y'all, I'm sorry. Let me get my life together over here. Wipe my face off. But listen, hey y'all, it's Thursday. It's trending topics. Welcome in the building. I'm glad y'all hanging out with me. Y'all know the routine, okay? Hit that like button. That's your ticket on this train ride, okay? Hit the like button. Listen, guys, tonight, Family Matters, okay? Family Matters is our title. So hit the like button. We're going to get into it. We back to trending topics, okay? Hit that like button. So, the other day we did the story on Karamo, Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. I want to say that was the name of, their show. Very popular. And they was 10 seasons, 10 years. That's a long run. That's a decade, right? But there was crumbles within the group. You're talking about it was five, men working together to like change people's lives through redecorating their home, helping them upgrade their wardrobe, stuff like that. And when it first came out, it was super popular, super popular. But as time went along, different members within that group was saying that the group was toxic. And listen, y'all love to say things about the ladies and how we can't be in a girl group too long because things get to popping off. But we got these men here that said it was popping off within the group. And so the other day we heard that Karamo Brown, he backed out at the last minute because this is their 10th and final season on Netflix. But they didn't originate on Netflix. They originated, I want to say, on HGTV. But anyway, and didn't move to Netflix. So he said he backed out because it was, toxic. And he wasn't about to do a press conference run with these individuals who were toxic. But he didn't give us any more detail. He didn't give us any high level detail. Well, now we're finding out. Now, one day he brought Mama on the set. Okay, shout out to the ladies. He brought Mama on the set. And when he brought Mama on the set, she, overheard through a hot mic that his co-workers was talking about him. And of course, Mama went and told her son. And it ain't never been right since that moment. It's always sad when you hear co-workers on the side, like behind your back, are talking about you. It just leads to a toxic situation. So, now I have more insight to the story, and I'm gonna lean up. I'm gonna lean up off his neck. Because now I understand why he did what he did. He did for the greater good. He finished out the 10th season. But once it was done, he was like, I ain't about to be rolling around town with these individuals doing interviews when I know they was talking about me behind my back. Who wants to do that? So I get it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get a little more into it. And then, we got the courtroom chaos. Sherrone Moore. Listen, I'm not here to tell nobody what to do in their marriage or their relationship. It ain't none of diva's business. But I will say this, that wife needs to get the award of the year. She's standing by her man. He was in court, and that wife was right by his side. This is a man who cheated on her, who had an extramarital affair, who lost his $1 million job. Nobody can say that chick was with him for the money. She in love. Standing by her man. She doing better than the diva. I don't know if I could do it. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna lie to you. I know I couldn't do it. But she's standing by her man. She was right there in court with him and giving the press the mean eye, the mug eye. So we're gonna talk about it. And then this last story is this Amazon community grief where, 2 workers within Amazon acting like children. I guess they wasn't getting along on the job. And they said, yo, on break time, it's on and popping. You're going to meet me outside and we're going to do this. But nobody just uses their hands anymore. And I'm not saying fighting is never right. But they don't use their hands anymore. Everybody now got to bring a pow-pow to the situation. They get outside. They start the pow-powing. and both of them survive, and then an innocent bystander loses his life, and now family is in grief. So do these jobs have a higher responsibility to protect all the workers? Got 2 workers within the building fighting, ready to fight, arguing. Then gonna talk about meet me outside. Grown folk taking it to the streets. What could be that serious that you're willing to spend the rest of your life in jail? Well, you know what they say, you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. Well, now they both locked up. And for what? Took an innocent man's life. Well, listen, people. It's Thursday night, trending topics. We stuff to talk about. The title is called Family Matters. Karamo. The real reason why he ain't show up to them press junkets. You got Sherrone Moore showing up in court, and the wife is by his side. And we got the Amazon man that lost his life. Hold on, people. Let me bring the people on in the building. Y'all know what I need in the chat. I need a what? Come on, in my opinion. I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Thursday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. Family Matters. Karamo Brown. Sherrone Moore. And the Amazon young man that lost his life. Hold on, people. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, Diva. Choo-choo.
Hey, Savannah.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, Katrina.
Hey, Diva. Hey, panel.
Come on now.
I'm here, girl. I'm here. Okay.
All right. I ain't mad at you. Thank you for being here. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to start out with this. I might as well start out with the Karamo story. Let's get into it because that's like a connecting update from when we brought him up the other day. And I felt a kind of way. But now I'm feeling different that I know more information. So why Karamo Brown fell out with Antoni Tan and Jonathan Van Ness, and how his mom was involved, a source says. Earlier this week, Brown skipped morning show appearances originally planned with his Queer Eye castmates. Earlier this week, Karamo Brown unexpectedly pulled out of several cast interviews to promote the final season of Queer Eye. In a statement, Brown cited years of mental and emotional abuse, although he did not specify by whom. Now a source tells people Brown's mom was on the set and overheard Antoni, Tan, and Jonathan speaking about him. Details about Karamo Brown's fallout with his Queer Eye co-stars are emerging. Days after the reality star 45 unexpectedly pulled out of several cast interviews and unfollowed Antoni, Tan, and Jonathan on social media. A source tells people an incident filming the 10th and final season of the Netflix series led to the fracture. Per the insider, Brown's mom was on the set and overheard them talking about Karamo, and she let him know. It wasn't meant to be gossiping or bullying, but it caused a break in the relationship with Antoni, Tan, and Jonathan, the insider says. Reps for all of them have not commented on the reason behind the fallout, which was first reported by TMZ. On Tuesday, January the 20th, Brown skipped the group's morning show appearances at the last minute, in part citing years of mental and emotional abuse, although he did not specify by whom. Hours later, he unfollowed his fellow co-workers on social media. He still follows Jeremiah Brent, who joined the cast in season 9 in place of Bobby Burke, who has also revealed some drama within the group in the past. When the cast arrived on stage for their interview on CBS Mornings that day, anchor Gail King began the segment by reading a statement from Brown addressing his absence. I hope everyone remembers the main theme I tried to teach them over the past decade, which is to focus on and protect their mental health, peace from people or a world who seek to destroy it. Which is why I can't be here today, it read. Brown co-stars then reacted to his decision in statement live on air, with one saying, "Surprise is a fair understatement." Hold on one second, guys. I will say our Queer Eye family, we've been doing this for almost a decade, which is pretty wild to believe. And families are complicated, and we're definitely not excluded from that, he continued. But I think two things can exist at the same time. And while this is definitely true, we are also here to showcase these incredible heroes who have and really honor the legacy of this past decade of our lives, and all those wonderful heroes that we had the blessing of getting to meet and have conversations with. For his part, Brent 41 gushed that my experience in this group has been transformative. To see the way that they move through the world, the way that they have taught me so much about life and friendship and love. I have felt safe and supported by the people up here. Ahead of the cast, next stop today with Jenna and Chanel Brown offered a deeper explanation for why he was not in attendance through an email his assistant sent to NBC show. It stated that he has felt mentally and emotionally abused for years and was advised by his therapist to protect himself and his peace by not attending. Brown, who was one of the original members of the show, which is a spinoff of the early 2000s hit Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, also sent in a video message saying, just like the themes of this season, I'm modeling what I believe is most important, which I want to remind you all, love yourselves and protect yourself. That's why I'm here at home and not there. He further encouraged fans to tune into Queer Eye's concluding season 10, saying he loved every minute of it, adding, the crew worked on it and did an amazing job. I want to shout out to the crew. I want to shout out to the fans. I want to shout out to the executives at Netflix. Browns did not thank his co-stars. In response to that statement, they all commended Brown for taking care of himself and went on to highlight the legacy of Queer Eye. While he did not participate in the cast press stops, fans were able to hear Brown's goodbyes to the show at the end of one of the final episodes. 10 years of Queer Eyes has been my greatest joy. It's given me so much. It has made my dream come true. I have met people who are going to be my family for the rest of my life. I'm so thankful for this experience, he said. There are so many people out there that feel alone. They feel like no one's hearing their story. This show has given me so much hope for the impact that you can make when you continue to walk in your truth and just show up. He added, the world can be a better place if we just are positive, kind, loving, and do the work to support each other. The blessing of what Queer Eye has done for me is that it has allowed me to be someone who can go around the world and make sure that people's stories are heard. And I'm so thankful for that because I have a clear purpose for the rest of my life. Brown closed by offering the following promise. Anybody comes in my path, you're going to feel heard and seen. Well, okay, heard and seen. Come on now to heard and seen. In my opinion, your thoughts?
I'm glad he didn't let nobody break his peace because a lot of people are on a mental struggle of having a peace. And I wouldn't put myself in no predicament to have my peace broken. I'm trying right now to put everybody that's breaking my peace out of my life. I just feel like that's something you can't blame nobody else for doing. But let me tell you something. It's people in this world that seek to destroy people. They seek to wreak havoc in your life. It don't mean you no good. And when you find them people, you get them away from you.
Yeah, I did drag him. But now that I got more information, I'm coming back. Savannah, your thoughts?
You've been on a roll this week, Diva, I swear. Now that I do know more of the story, I still stick by my original statement that this was a really good show when it first came out. The concept was not like anything that was on TV, but there was too many egos. They were all trying to be the breakout star. Now Brown has been afforded the opportunities to be on platforms that the other ones haven't, as being co-host gigs or his own talk show. And I can see where that has caused some tension and jealousies. And I kudos to Mom for pulling the veil back and revealing, the jealousy of his co-workers there, the other members of this show, and she just pulled the veil back and let them know. And I'm pretty sure there's been tensions before, but Mom was just like, hey, it's about protecting your peace, and you don't need this anymore. He has maybe to me, I think he's outgrown it, and I commend him for um, wanting to be somewhere where it's safe, both physically and mentally, because he mentioned about being bullied. And I still would like to know who on there, because I don't think that they meant him harm, but I do believe that they meant him ill will because of jealousy. So kudos to Mom protecting protected his mental health and his peace. And I think it's a show that's just run its course. And hopefully they have a good 10th season, because he even wished them well on a good 10th season. He didn't bash the show. He didn't bash anything about it. And it has gave him a platform where now he's able to be in other circles and other realms. So we'll see more of uh, Brown out here. I don't know about the other guys, but I definitely think Brown will be out here more.
Yeah, yeah, because he, like you said, he already is. Thank you, Savannah. Julius, your thoughts?
Beside, I think I know that Anthony is a chef, but I haven't really been seeing his social media do a whole lot with that. Um, in a way, I'm glad this show is ending. I'm gonna be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I think even though that Jeremiah Brent just came on, but he, along with Karamo, is established because he had his own. I believe they still do it. Him and his husband Nate Burkus, their own design show where they renovate homes for people.
Mm-hmm.
That was on HGTV. Um, and Karamo is doing his thing with his talk show and is inspiring people that way. But I think of the co-star that did walk away, and it's three people that are involved in making the set uncomfortable. We just don't see it. And, kudos to his mom. She's like, you know what? Enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they're saying. I understand you're grown. I understand you can fight your battles, but remember this, you are my son. And this is what they're saying. It's time for you to cut this permanently. So I want to give props to his mom because she stepped in and redirected him and just let him know you no longer need this.
Thank you, Julius. Katrina, your thoughts?
with your classmates on the playground. And when you elevate, sometimes you have to leave them behind because they're
Mm-hmm.
jealous, and you can't go back to that because they're gonna do anything to try to destroy you or bring down your what's going on in your life. Sometimes you just can't. When you elevate, they sit around and look and like, why is he's elevating and I'm not? But don't get mad with me and take your frustrations out on me. Just do better than me and come around and do more than what I'm doing. I'm not sitting at home twiddling my thumbs. I'm making moves. And that's what he did. But I did say, the other night, when he was coming out, that was taking the focus off the show because people are going to be looking and seeing was he being bullied and all that on the show. That's going to be, they're going to be looking for that because that's the perception that he put out. But good luck to him. His mom told him what to do. Sometimes we have to listen to our moms. They know better. And hopefully, he said he's doing it for his peace and all that. And as we see now, he is elevating and he just left them behind. And they can't get mad with him because the choices, careers that he made, they need to get out and make the same ones if they want to do and be where he's at. Don't be jealous of me. Do be better than me. And if you need your piece, you need your piece. If that's not there, folks bullying you, I'm not going no job. I keep getting bullied on. If y'all can do the show without me, oh well, here you go. I'm gone. And good luck to him. And I hope he finds his inner peace. That's all I got.
Yeah, thank you, Katrina. All right, so yeah, I had to bring that update in because we got more information. So let me go ahead and roll into the next story. So this Sherrone Moore, the wife, yeah, I mean, she's doing better than I would be doing, but she's standing by her man's side. Let me just see which one. Okay. Okay.
This is video of former Michigan coach Sherrone Moore and his wife walking into the Washtenaw County Courthouse just a little before noon today.
They were there for a hearing that connected to his arrest late last year. Lauren Kostick was in the courtroom today for the hearing. Lauren, this was expected to be procedural, but it turned out to be a lot more than that.
Yeah, it sure did. The hearing itself was short and not much happened inside, but it was still a very strange sight seeing the former Michigan coach walk into the courthouse today. He didn't have much to say, but his attorney sure did, telling us she believes these charges should be thrown out. Sherrone Moore was dropped off at the Ann Arbor courthouse Thursday in a black Tesla, his wife and attorney by his side.
He won't be making any statements.
It's Moore's first court appearance since being charged with felony invasion and stalking. Moore was fired in December after an investigation by the university found he was having an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. He then allegedly went to her apartment and threatened to hurt himself. During the hearing, his wife and other supporters sat front row as Moore stood next to his attorney, Ellen Michaels.
Your name, sir? Sherrone Moore.
Michaels requested additional time to gather evidence, including phone and Title IX records. The prosecutor adding that the investigation is still ongoing. Judge agreed to push the probable cause hearing to March. Michaels then addressed reporters outside, saying her client is innocent and she's now working to have the charges dropped.
On behalf of Mr. Moore, we filed a motion to quash the arrest warrant and dismiss the complaint. We've requested that this court grant a Frank's hearing because this warrant was issued based on false and misleading statements presented as fact.
She didn't say who made those statements, but said,
"We're confident the truth will come out in court under oath where it belongs."
Moore and his wife left without saying a word. And again, his attorney is basically saying the evidence that led to his arrest and these charges, she says, was misleading and is false. The hearing for that is set for February 17th, and it will be very interesting to see what evidence she brings to the table. For now, live in Ann Arbor, Lauren Kostick, Local 4.
It's a case we're going to be paying very close attention to. Lauren, thank you.
Honey, stand by your man, I guess. Let me share screen again. So disgraced Michigan coach Sherrone Moore yucks it up in court as wife Kelli stares daggers at the cheating scandal. Let me just pause that right there. She can't take, oh wait, why is it not showing? Hold on 1 second, guys. There we go. All right. She can't take it anymore. Disgraced ex-University of Michigan football coach Sherrone Moore's grin-faced wife threw a fair stare on Thursday as her husband's faced court for the first time since being charged over alleged threats against his assistant turned mistress. Moore, 39, was spotted yucking it up alongside his lawyer for the status hearing in Ann Arbor as his stone-faced wife and mother of his 3 kids, Kelli, stood idly by his side. Look at her. She like, leave my man alone. Sporting a dark gray suit and black tie, the former Wolverines coach flashed a smile just weeks after he was slapped with a felony home invasion and stalking charges tied to the December 10th ordeal. Moore, who was paid $5.5 million per year at head coach, is accused of storming into the home of Paige Shiver soon after he was fired over his relationship with her. Once inside, Moore allegedly grabbed butter knives and kitchen scissors before threatening to take his own life, authorities said. I'm going to unalive myself. I'm going to make you watch. My blood is on your hands. You ruined my life, he is alleged to have screamed. The sordid saga allegedly unfolded after the mistress called it quits on their 2-year twice. She ultimately informed the school of the alleged affair after the embattled coach allegedly bombarded her with calls and texts for 2 days. Moore, who had coached the team for 2 seasons, was subsequently let go for what the school described as an inappropriate relationship with a staffer and for lying during the university's investigation. In hours after his firing, his wife had frantically called 911, warning she was worried he was going to hurt himself. I'm worried that my husband is going to hurt himself. Can you guys track his phone? A frantic Kelli could be heard saying in dispatch audio. He just called me saying he got fired from his job and he's in a crisis, she said. I told him that I love him and that I need him to come home, but I don't know where he is. He said he's on a highway. In the wake of the charges, Moore's wife continued to stand by her man, appearing alongside him at every public outing. Moore, meanwhile, has pleaded not guilty to 3 charges, including felony home invasion and stalking. He has been ordered to wear a tracking device while free on bond with post wires. Listen, I mean, she's better than me. I don't think I could do it. But hey, he's very fortunate that his wife is standing by him. In my opinion, your thoughts?
She took Dolly Parton's song "Stand by Your Man" real personal. Let me tell you something. First of all, he'd been walking in there by himself, and I've been walking in the family court and filing for divorce. But that's neither here nor there. It's amazing that with the judge that they got, they come in here with this BS. He ain't one of them judges I play with. Now, he got a lot of cases on YouTube. That judge, he ain't no joke. I'm gonna pray for him because he gonna need it. That man don't play.
He don't, but we'll see what his lawyer is trying to, get him off, saying that the girl lied, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. We're going to see how this turns out. Savannah, your thoughts?
I think the lawyer is confused. This man is a manipulator. He manipulated the mistress, manipulated the wife, and try to manipulate the football, Michigan's just overall general the football program. Kelli as the wife, she has been a good wife to him, as far as I know. Everything that they have presented in the media, she has been loyal. She has been supportive, and I think this is more about wanting to keep her family. They have young children and wanting to have the father around. But I think this man has taken no accountability. I think he's a manipulator, constantly saying he was going to unalive himself. And he did that with the wife, he did that with the girlfriend, and you're still here, sir. So I don't buy anything he says. I think this is more them losing a prestigious position, because being head coach of a football team such as Michigan that's big deal. And he was a shining star. I mean, people were looking at him. Saban has retired, and they were looking for that next great big thing. And when Harbaugh moved on out, they gave him that spot. He had the opportunity to build a great legacy, but he thought with a different head. And my problem with this story has always been that the young girl, the mistress, she deserves some type of. We should be talking about her as well, because she knew that this man was married. She knew that he had a family, and that for 2 years that didn't bother her. She went from having a under $50,000 salary to almost tripling her salary. So and she was good with it. So I would love to see more about her in the media, just as well as him, because it took two to play the, to rustle in the sheets. And I don't think that the coach should be taking all the heat. I think that Paige, we should be talking about her just as well.
You know what? And I totally agree with you, Savannah. It takes two. She knew he was married. And it's just like, to me, these individuals that do that too. And we're not excusing the man for what he did and his part in it. But you a different kind of woman too. If you know this man is married and you doing this with him. You're right. Her name should be out there, and she should be having some responsibility on this too. Julius, your thoughts?
Okay, let's call it what it is, and let's just say why this cackling hoochie mama hen isn't having any responsibility, because she did the crybaby tears. Oh, he threatened me. Why? That's why this cackling hoochie mama hen isn't having any accountability right now. Let's just call it what it is, because like I said, at the start of 2026, no F's given. I am not holding my tongue. They both wrong. They both for the streets, and I believe they should both get their karma. Period.
Thank you, Julius. Katrina, your thoughts?
I'm still asking what the insurance policy is. Um, yeah, you gonna something about you gonna unalive yourself with a butter knife and some scissors. If you want to do something, don't do it halfway. Get something that's gonna really take you out. Butter knife and scissors, girl, man, please. And as we would say with that woman, like Savannah said, it was good till she. The problem is she's making 3 times her salary. She didn't need you no more. Look what she's bringing in. She didn't need that. She don't need you no more. She ain't got what she wanted from you. And now she's done. She's moving on to somebody else. You married. She played the role and got what she needed from you. And like Julia said, she doing the crocodile tears, so she won't have no type of payment or cruelty coming to her. And yeah, she do need to be held accountable because they both knew they was having this relationship they shouldn't have. And the wife is a fool. Maybe you love him, you got young children. Yeah, I understand that part too. But this man got you looking like a fool out here. He's out here stalking another woman at another woman's house, saying he been taking his life because the woman messed up his job. And you standing by that, as we said, in my opinion, said, I've been at the courthouse. But my thing is, just let me know what the insurance policy is, so in case you do want to unalive yourself, I can know where to go and file it. That's all I got.
But you know what though? There are very few
Oh
insurance
yeah, if you do, yeah,
policies
if you do this,
that
this
will
S,
cover you if you take your own life.
yeah, the
It's
S,
very
yeah.
few.
So
Yeah,
he has to
you
plan that
have,
another way. He go out and do it.
yeah.
Well, he didn't do it this way. He had an accident. It wasn't S. But yeah, because a lot of, like you say, a lot of insurance would not pay. But then I think it's like 2 years. If you have like that 2 year policy or whatever, some of them will pay. But you got to find a good one. And you messed up $5 million for a piece of butt. This is just crazy. You deserve exactly what you getting. And then you with the
He
judge to be on the TV. You put the judge to be on the YouTube. The one who fussing at the little girl talking about she came to court the
I
wrong way.
know.
You got
Yeah,
the wrong judge. You got the
yeah.
wrong judge, man.
You
But he
got the
getting
no
exactly what he
nonsense
deserves.
judge.
Yeah, he got the
Yeah.
wrong one. That's all I
Okay.
got, Deepa.
I'm gonna just show a little bit. I'm not gonna show this whole 14 minutes, but this is when he actually was in the courtroom. We'll see a little bit of it.
They'll go right up. They can come right up. Once I call them. Is that third row? I think. Row 3 empty. Just want to make sure. I need my prosecutor. Why? They're on their way. Are they coming down this way or that way?
Messed his whole life up over some butt. Ridiculous. I think somebody needs to talk to all these men. Now your family is paying for a lawyer. Your kids have to go through this with y'all too. You embarrass your wife. Thank God you got a good wife that's standing by her man.
Court does call the case of the People's State of Michigan versus Sherrone Moore. Counsel, please state your appearances for the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Katie Rismersky for the people. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Ellen Michaels on behalf of Sherrone Moore, who is present in court.
Your name, sir?
Sherrone Moore.
All right, thank you. All right. Date and time set for probable cause conference. What do we need to do today?
I've had the opportunity to talk with the prosecutor. There is outstanding discovery that we need to have before we can proceed to exam. So we're asking to adjourn the probable cause conference for 30 days to receive that discovery. And the discovery, we're talking about our phone records and Title IX documents.
Okay. Are the people going to be in possession of Title IX documents or have access to those? I guess.
Why are they so close up on his face?
Thank
My
you.
best understanding.
I usually ask good ones.
You do.
Go ahead.
This court always does. My best understanding in the moment is that this is not Title IX investigation per se. My information is coming in real time, as they also say. It was a complaint apparently to the Office of the General Counsel. I have just moments before we came onto the record been informed that there is no written report. This is my best understanding. Whether or not there is some other kind of investigative information that exists has yet to be ferreted out. That effort, that process is ongoing. Ms. Michaels is correct in the aspect of phone records are being sought. All of the, just so the record is clear, all of the evidence and discovery that we have has been furnished to defense, but the investigation is ongoing.
Okay.
Whether or not 30 days is sufficient is alive and good.
Now, I'm not going to bore us with this whole thing. I just want y'all to see him, some of him, and when he was in court, the wife is back there. If you see my cursor, supporting him, and then these other people there next to the wife and around the wife, they're also there supporting him too. So it's sad when you have such a great support system. To me, I'm gonna call this woman an amazing wife. She's an amazing wife because, there's a lot of wives out there when the money is gone, they're going too. This man lost $5.5 million a year, and you don't come by those salaries easily. And even let's just say this scandal rolls over, who's going to give him another opportunity like that? So now you propelled your family from y'all was upper class, and now y'all going to be somewhere, I don't know, but you ain't going to be in that same neighborhood, in that same house and all of that. Because if you was reckless and you had you a side piece, you was using money, the household funds on that side piece. Just reckless. Destroyed your life and your kids' lives. And again, like we all said, over some behind. I wish these men will understand when you got a good wife by your side. Because God bless her. She, even when she called the cops, knowing why his behind got fired. It was like, please save him. I just told him, don't even worry about it. Just come home. The Bible said when you find yourself a woman, you find yourself a good thing. Well, he found himself a good thing and didn't even realize it. But we'll stay connected to this story to see how his thing turns out. And if if his lawyers get his case thrown out. I'm going to roll into this next story, which is very sad. A young man lost his life at in the parking lot of where he worked because two co-workers couldn't figure out a way to get along as adults. Let me go ahead and share a screen.
Major developments tonight in a deadly shooting that happened outside of an Amazon facility here in San Antonio earlier this week. That shooting happened late Sunday night at the facility along Highway 90. And new today, family members of the victim, 26-year-old Cottrell Delosier, say they plan on filing a civil lawsuit in connection with the case. They say the father of two was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and they're asking serious questions about workplace safety at the Amazon facility. News 4 San Antonio's Taylor Whartonby joins us now with more on their fight and the action they're taking.
I'm here outside the Amazon Fulfillment Center where 26-year-old Cottrell Delosier was tragically killed. Today, Gomez law firm and Delosier's family demanding answers and transparency, also telling us that Amazon has yet to reach out to Delosier's family.
Family is still trying to understand someone who was just doing his job and never made it home.
For the Delosier family, their grief is still raw, and hearts are broken over the loss of Cottrell, a father of two.
He loved playing video games after work, being with his kids, and even cutting my hair instead of letting me go to the barber, just so he could always have that bond.
Cottrell's brother, Kashawn, broke down as he talked about his brother's hopes and dreams.
He was also planning to propose, and I was supposed to be his best man. He believed in providing, protecting, and being present to people who depended on him.
Two men are facing criminal charges in Cottrell's death. 21-year-old Jamari McKillian and 20-year-old David Perez Morales Jr. are both charged with murder. At today's news conference, attorneys with the Gomez law firm says the family is still waiting to hear from Amazon about Cottrell's death.
Amazon has publicly stated that it is offering support to the family. But we want to clarify something. As of today, the family has confirmed that Amazon has not contacted them. And we want to know what kind of support that is.
And they also have serious questions about safety at the Amazon facility.
We expect that employers take workplace safety seriously and that accountability follows when that trust is broken.
We asked Amazon directly if they plan to release a statement or reach out to the Delosier family, but we have yet to receive a response. Gomez law firm telling us right now their role is separate from the criminal case. This is a civil matter. They are gathering facts, reviewing circumstances, and making sure the family's rights are protected. Reporting from the far west side, I'm Taylor Whartonby.
Super sad. Hold on one second. Let me share screen again. So family lawyers speak out at the deadly San Antonio Amazon facility shooting. San Antonio Gomez law firm held a press conference Friday to address the deadly late-night shooting that killed a 26-year-old Amazon employee and injured a co-worker. Family spokesperson and firm representatives spoke on camera as the firm seeks accountability and civil justice in the case. The family of Cottrell, a 26-year-old father and employee at the Amazon Fulfillment Center, is seeking answers and justice following his tragic death. Cottrell was killed on January 11th in the parking lot of the Amazon facility along U.S. Highway 90 West, where he worked. Another employee was injured in the incident, and two individuals have been arrested and charged. At the press conference, Natalie, spokesperson for the firm, emphasized the family's desire for transparency and accountability. The family is not here for headlines. They're here for answers, for transparencies, and to honor Cottrell's life and memory, the firm said. The law firm has been retained to represent the Dostler family in a civil matter separate from the ongoing criminal investigation. Cottrell's brother, Keyshawn, shared heartfelt memories of his brother, describing him as hardworking young man, a devoted father, and his best friend. His greatest pride in life was his 2 baby boys, Keyshawn said. Everything he did was for them and for their future. Our family is still trying to understand someone who was just doing his job never made it home, his brother said. He described Cottrell as someone who loved playing video games, spending time with his children, and sharing special moments with his family. He believed in providing, protecting, and being present to people who depended upon him. He added, 2 men, Jamari 21 and David Perez Morales Jr. 20, are facing murder charges in connection with his death. At a news conference, attorneys from the law firm stated that despite Amazon's public claims of offering support, the family has not been contacted by the company. We want to know what kind of support is that, a spokesperson for the firm said. The law firm is investigating the circumstances surrounding the incident, including reports of prior concerns about violence at the facility. Individuals have come forward to share information about with our firm regarding prior concerns about violence at this facility, Gomez stated. They are also raising concerns about workplace safety at the Amazon facility. We expect that employees take workplace safety seriously and that accountability follows when that trust is broken, the spokesperson added. The firm is reviewing this information and plans to present it through proper legal channels. The civil lawsuit is separate from the criminal case against the 2 suspects. Amazon has publicly, I read that part. Why did it go back? As the family navigates this difficult time, they ask for continued prayers, patience, and respect. The shooting occurred on January 11th in the parking lot at Amazon Fulfillment Center, US Highway 90 in Loop 1604. The 2 men have been arrested. I read that part. Investigators say the shooting stemmed from an earlier argument between an Amazon employee and another worker, Johnny Bermima III, who was also shot but survived. According to the affidavit, the plaintiff called friends for backup, luring Beamer toward a vehicle where Morales allegedly fired the fatal shots while McKillen drove the car. Dostler leaves behind a wife and 2 young sons. His family described him as a hardworking father who just finished college and was preparing to buy a home. In response to the incident, Amazon has increased security at the fulfillment center. This is so sad, so messy. And then for them to claim they reach out to the family and they didn't is unbelievable. In my opinion, your thoughts?
So condolences to the family, first of all. It's a sad story. But this is happening all over the place. In every state, Amazon Fulfillment Center is having somebody lose their life. And I'm wondering, why is this happening at every one of your fulfillment centers in every state? Why is this happening? We had a 19-year-old to lose their life in the Bessemer one, and we don't even know who it was that pulled it. These fulfillment centers need to have some kind of security gate where it's a security clearance to get into these fulfillment centers, because these people work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And they coming in here to fulfill orders that y'all making bank off of. Okay, y'all put up these fulfillment centers in every city, pop them up big, and then y'all leave these parking lots wide open for anybody to come in and wreak havoc. I'm telling you, Amazon has to put their foot down and provide security for their employees, because this is becoming an everyday incident. This is the 8th one I've heard of. I don't know why they would do this. Put these fulfillment centers up. They big as all get out, and it's no security gate. It's no way to, no security, no whatsoever. They not protecting these employees at all, and they paying them pennies on the dollar while they rake in all the big bucks.
Savannah, your thoughts?
Can you hear me, Diva?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I agree in my opinion, because this administration is more about power and prestige over people, Amazon is not, they don't think that they're responsible for any type of, whether it's workplace violence, um, uh, or an employee getting hurt on the job. They make it difficult to get FMLA. I actually have a couple of young family members that do work for these um, processing centers, and in my opinion is correct. They're popping up everywhere, interrupting landscapes, interrupting neighborhoods, and they're just an eyesore. But they are popping up everywhere, and they're the new form of factory slave labor. I, and again, because Bezos has friends in high places, he's not going to change any type of policy procedure or. I remember a few years ago here in Virginia, not in the town where I live, there was a young man working at the Amazon Center, and a bunch of boxes fell on him. Someone was coming with a forklift, putting stuff up, and on one of the top shelves, and did not realize there was no proper clearance, and proceeded to put the stuff up there. But the things that were already there, he knocked them over and onto a young man that was working on the other side. Needless to say, it crushed the young man, and he passed away instantly. The young man was undocumented, and the family was undocumented, and they got no benefits. So churches, and they couldn't sue. They found a lawyer to try to sue Amazon for wrongful death and everything, but they didn't get any benefits or anything. I recall local churches doing fundraisers for this family. So these factories that recruit people that need employment to sustain their families and just live, are going to continue to pop up and not change anything because rules have been relaxed. Regulations that were put in place to protect the consumer, to protect the employee, are now gone. And the ones that sit up in the glass offices, they're safe to continue operating as they have been doing so far.
It's very sad, and my heart breaks for this young man, so young. Julius, your thoughts?
My condolences go out to the family. And it's sad to say, no changes are going to happen currently. But it's going to take some kind of rightful post. And we know Bezos is useless. He likes this kind of power. It's going to have to take someone from the top, put it in, as Savannah said, consumer protection, employee protection in a different kind of way for employees to feel safe again. And unfortunately, like she shared, but with this family, they can sue. They could sue the pants off Amazon. And I hope they do. And I hope they're victorious.
Yeah, Amazon is a problem in my opinion. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah, Deep, I was listening to Savannah. My thing is, you hired me as an undocumented worker. So therefore, if I'm getting hired as an undocumented worker, I'm still your responsibility, because obviously you had to get me on the payroll and taking taxes out of my money. And then you wonder why these drivers are throwing your packages under the bridge. They're not even delivering their packages because they're not getting paid anything. And then this fool, he paying Melania Trump $48 million to do a show about what? She don't do shit. I mean, she don't do nothing. So you paying her $48 million, but your workers out there dying, struggling, barely making ends meet. And you giving her $48 million. I know people got to work and they need their jobs, but sometimes you need to strike and not keep doing it. Because if you keep going to work, because the place where I used to work, if you short, but if you still doing the work, they're not gonna hire anybody else because they're gonna feel like, well, y'all did it with this many people today, you can do it again. They're never gonna hire anybody else. They're gonna work the hell out of them. And like I said, if that man was undocumented, he still should be getting paid. And for the young man that lost his life, condolences to the family. I would sue them to the fullest. But it all depends. They was in the parking lot because it's still on his grounds. And you got people coming into work with pow-pows. This is ridiculous. These warehouse jobs is no joke. You know, them cherry pickers with Savannah talking about the man got crushed on. This ridiculous. And he making all this money that he can go have this type of wedding, but your workers is making pennies. These people need to start protesting and stop doing all this work for these people. You the little man, but the big man sitting in the big house, and he ain't thinking about you. You see what happened to this man? Then they lied and said that they could talk to the family. There you go, right there. They're liars. Why would you even want to work for somebody like that? And like I said, I know people need jobs. Don't get me wrong. I know they need jobs and stuff like that. I get it. But I wouldn't be working for him. Like I said, you paying this woman $48 million to do nothing. She don't, like I said, she can't even read a book to the kindergarten. And she getting $48 million on her life. For what? A porno? Because that's the only thing I can see her doing. But anyway, condolences to the family, and I hope they get all the money they need to get out of Bates Hotel. That's all I got to do.
Yeah. The thing is, I know a lot of times, and this is me just speaking in general terms, a lot of times it's like, oh, well, because all the violence that's happening at these fast food restaurants, nobody should work at the fast food restaurant. Because all this violence that's happening at the Amazon warehouse or whatever warehouse, nobody should work in these warehouses. I feel like it's the opposite. I feel like that no matter where you work, you should be protected. And I think that it needs to be higher penalties and better rules about supporting people in the workplace. When there's somebody that's sitting there that's just collecting or living off the system or being a bum, so to speak, it's like, go get a job. You know, we always say Walmart's hiring, this one's hiring, that one's hiring. But then they go to those places, and just because they work at those places, they should be subjected to violence. It's insane. I did so many jobs on those particular levels throughout my job career. It's like not even funny. And I guess I have to look back and thank God that it wasn't as toxic in those places as it is now. I worked in a warehouse before several times. I definitely did the fast food industry. I did McDonald's. I think McDonald's might have been the only one I did, but I did a ton. When I say a ton of retail stores, a ton of retail stores throughout, I've been working since 13, and I definitely did it throughout college. And I think it's unfair because there are certain individuals that you're not going to be able to get a job at any other place than those particular places. So what are you supposed to do? And just because that's where you have your job, you should not be subjected to this level of violence. They should have anyway. Every job, if you ask me, needs to have security, because you never know. People are unhinged. Even people that don't have a record are not shady. Sometimes these people can become unhinged. Every job should have security. They should have cameras everywhere. You should be protected in the building while you're working, in the parking lot when you leave. These two individuals that started this pow-pow fight, they was fighting on the job, and then they said, we're going to take this thing outside on our break. and they took it outside, and other people, a young man lost his life that has 2 sons and was about to propose to his girlfriend. It's very sad. And now he has a heartbroken brother, lost his best friend because there's fools at work that want to be violent. I think more has to be done too with these individuals who you really grow up in life, and your first thing to every piece of conflict is violence. But it's starting simple. People may not know it, but you're teaching your kids violence at these games when y'all fighting, you're cursing out the rep, and you carrying on. You are indirectly teaching your kids to handle conflict with violence. Then you want to be shocked when the cops call you and say, you want to come down to the 42nd precinct because we got your son here. Or you want to come down to the morgue because we need you to identify this body. We have got to level up, figure this thing out, and whether you work at Target, Walmart, Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, a factory, you should be protected. Listen, guys.
I agree with you, Diva. I really do. I think they should have security at all these places. And it's just like, these kids watch these YouTube streets and whatsoever. I seen today, these 12-year-old, 11-year-old, and 8-year-old, they was watching a video on how to steal a car. They broke in the car. They was driving the car, going 88 miles per hour on the interstate. They wrecked the car. They ran into a person's house. Then they sitting out there looking. 11 and 12 years old, they looking on YouTube to show how to break in and steal a car. And they drove this car and wrecked and hit somebody, and they stole the car. Then they was driving high speed. Then they hit a house. It's just luckily they're not dead. So I get exactly what you're saying. The people need to upgrade the security. If you want me to work for you, you need to make sure that by me coming in this work, coming on this property, that I'm protected. Because I want to make it back home. Just like you at home enjoying your meal, I want to make it back home and enjoy mine. So if you want me to pack these packages, you better do what you need to do for me to be out here to pack these packages. Because there ain't nobody going to keep coming to work and dealing with this bull crap, because violence is everywhere. And like I said, since they gave them permission to get those pow-pows, they don't think of nothing else.
Yeah, thank you. Listen, guys, I appreciate y'all. Y'all know the routine. If you ain't hit that like button on the way in, do the diva a favor, hit it on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Choo choo.
Choo choo choo.